Alrighty, so I went ahead and dumped some things off back at base. It is day 4, and he should have restocked by now. So let's go ahead and, first of all, take a look at what you've got in your, skull crushers. That's actually pretty useful. I should probably grab that for today. Or rather, I should grab that for Horde Day, Horde Night.
Something you want to buy or trade? Well, I guess
Might
you
be,
ain't so
friendo,
bad.
might be.
Here's a little something for your trouble.
Oh, craft basic ore resources like ore, stone, and wood into more compact stacks that are easier to carry. That's not bad. It's not great either, though. This is something I could potentially put on a weapon to make it sell for more later. And this is useless to me until I actually get a magnum. Overall, oof. I guess I'll take the blade mod. Oof. Let's see. That's north. That's east. Okay, so that would be up in the direction I've been in several times. This would be into the city. You know what? I was thinking I was gonna go and do a run in a shotgun Messiah factory in order to get some cobblestone, but if I could do a buried supplies and just dig up a whole bunch of clay soil, that would also do the job. So let's go ahead and take that.
I'm glad you came to your senses.
What do you have? Oh. Oh. I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to be saving money for now. Let's go ahead and buy the cobblestone from him because that will save us a good deal of money in the long run. The cement, yeah, we'll go ahead and buy that as well. It's pretty cheap for how important it is. Yeah. I might be a little thirsty for that pump shotgun, not gonna lie. That would be amazing. The compound bow wouldn't be a bad buy either. That wouldn't be a bad buy. He has a working workbench, so I don't really need to worry about that. Cement mixer, that's a little later on that I would have to worry about that. Nerdy glasses would be pretty nice. I would prefer to find some, but I might have to buy them. Flaming arrows and crossbow bolts. Huh. And then what do you have in your secret stash? Some pretty nice things, but they're all a little outside of my my price range for sure.
Thank God you're
Okay.
done browsing. Next time I'll charge you for that.
Shut up. Shut up, you jerk. If I weren't around, you wouldn't have any customers at all. You know it. You know this to be true. Okay, so my guy is hungry, so let's go ahead and deal with that real quick. Oh no, they're in here. Yes. Bro? Oh, and now I'm wet? Great. I'm wet, and there's a blizzard going on outside. This is not a great time to be going out. Okay, so let's go ahead and just take stock of what I do have. I do have a pretty decent amount of this stuff. So you know what? I'm actually going to go back into the traders real quick. And the reason why I'm going to do this is because I want the cobblestone being made. However, I don't want my inventory being all clogged up with cobblestone. So we're going to go ahead and make 900 of it here. That'll take 15 minutes, so most likely that will not be done by the time I come back, but it should get us most of the way there. I should grab some water before I go do this. And it is a little ways out in the wilderness here. But I think this will be a pretty good opportunity for me to go ahead and grab some wood, get some of these trees out of here. And I also have to decide exactly... Ooh, that's actually pretty good. I might have to switch to the sledgehammer for a bit. Yeah, I have to decide exactly where... What game stage am I at? I'm at 10? Wow, okay, interesting. I'm going to have to decide exactly where my horde base is going to be. And I absolutely recommend having a horde base that is completely separate from your actual base. You don't want large numbers of zombies to break into your base and then start mucking up with your chests and all of that, and then all of your supplies go out the window, and it's a whole lot of not good that you don't want to invite upon yourself. So I highly recommend making your horde base separate from your actual base. You know, I'm thinking right now, do I wanna cut out all of this, or do I not? I'm actually gonna not cut this out because this is pretty important to do, and also I kind of want to talk to you guys about something else regarding 7 Days to Die. Now, for the most part, I have played 7 Days to Die. I've only been playing since Alpha 19. I've only been playing since last November, really more of December. So I've only been playing the game for about 7-8 months-ish. And I've mostly played the game completely vanilla. Now, a lot of people, especially people who have played this game for, you know, significant amounts of time more than I have, they can't stand to play the vanilla game anymore. They have to have mods and stuff to make it all a lot more interesting. And I understand that. And I've gotten into trying a couple of mods for the game that are interesting. Obviously, I've tried some of the bog standards, the one that a lot of 7 Days to Die players are familiar with, mainly Darkness Falls. I've tried that a little bit, and while I do like it, I think it's interesting, and it's great at making your choices matter a whole lot more, because you can't really spec into everything right away. It requires a whole lot more effort, and I really like it for that. However, when I thought about it from a standpoint of a series of entertainment, it's really not so great, because I would basically be stuck doing really basic, boring things, like going out, getting lots of resources, and then doing a whole lot of building, that, you know, maybe a lot of people wouldn't necessarily want to see. And then I was also thinking about, like, some of the things that I don't necessarily like about the game. Like, for the most part, I think this is the best survival game there is out there. In an overall picture, I think this is the best one. Obviously not the best for graphics, not the best for, you know, enemy AI and all of that. But in terms of the overall mechanics, the survival mechanics, the crafting mechanics, the looting mechanics, the idea, at least, of the quest mechanics, a lot of that is really well done. And the things that are that I do feel the game is kind of short on, the developers have essentially, you know, commented on those things and said, yes, absolutely, you're correct. Those things are things that we still need to work on. And in fact, those are the things that they are working on for Alpha 20, or at least a lot of them are. Random world generation, they're updating a lot of the zombies to be more high definition textures and looks and all of that. You know, they're doing so much work on the game right now. So the one thing that I really have to say that I actually don't like in terms of their major mechanics is the Blood Moon mechanic. And I understand why it exists. I mean, without the Horde Knight, I've played the game without the Horde enabled. And without Horde Knight, like, there is just no threat in the game. Like, you can choose to deal with the zombies, or you can choose to just completely not. And you can get lots and lots of loot to the point where you are mega uber prepared to deal with any zombies that you actually have to kill. Whereas with the normal Horde Knight, you know, you have zombies that are constantly going to be coming for you. It's going to be a resource drain whenever Horde Knight pops up, and all of that. And so I understand the game mechanically why that needs to be there, because otherwise there's just not any threats. There's, you know, it really lessens the tension in the game, and thus the rewarding feeling of surviving in the game if you don't have Horde Knight. However, I just don't like the way it works, right? Like, zombies just magically appear. They magically home in on your location. They know exactly where you are at all times, and they are all freaking MIT structural engineering graduates, because they know absolutely every single weakness of any single building you could possibly be in or around at, like, the glance, the quickest of glances. I just feel like it's a really bad mechanic, and I would rather it would be a whole lot more like Days Gone, where they just have hordes that are just, like, absolutely massive, and you have to do your absolute best to not attract their attention. Now, why am I bringing all of this up, you might be wondering? Well, I recently found a mod that changes the game. And it's not really a big mod. You could do a lot of this yourself if you were so inclined, and I've thought about going in the XML files and doing some of this. But I just didn't want to muck up my game and everything. What it does is it essentially disables the Blood Moon, which isn't a big deal. You can do that in the settings. However, what it does do is it changes the game such that or at some point on day 2, what'll happen is you will start getting hordes, these wandering hordes, that are not like the wandering hordes in the game currently. Every once in a while you'll get a wandering horde, and people call it a wandering horde, and it's referred to by the game as a wandering horde, I believe. However, it's not really a horde. It's more like a small gathering. It's like anywhere between 6 to 12 zombies for the most part, and it's just not... It's not any kind of real threat. And as a matter of fact, I probably need to hurry the hell up and actually get to where I'm going here for this quest. I probably got... Yeah, I got enough wood. I would like to, you know, take more trees down for sightlines, but I probably need to get to doing this quest. We will take down some more trees, at least in the area of where I need to be. Some of these here. But the, you know, you're only getting like 6 to 12 zombies in one of those hordes, and it's not really a big deal. The mod I found, which is the Romero mod, if you're interested, it, however, and I didn't find it. It was Kraken who talked about it, and I decided to look into it myself. It changes the game whereby once day 2 appears, you get wandering hordes. And they are actually hordes. They are like 30 plus zombies that spawn in, and they come for you. And they are not to be trifled with. I can tell you that. I've played a little bit of the mod, and it's pretty interesting. Now, one of the other things that it does, and I'm not super thrilled about this. I'm kind of hoping that the mod author manages to change this and update it a little bit so that it's a little bit better. But what it does is it essentially makes any damage that isn't from a headshot only do 1 damage, which makes some sense for the zombies because obviously, you know, they're zombies. So that makes sense for them. However, it also applies to animals, and I also noticed I was throwing some pipe bombs at a big wandering horde that came by, and it was doing, like, absolutely nothing to them. And I was kind of disappointed with that because it wasn't counted as headshot damage. It's just explosive damage. But other than that, and unfortunately that also applies to, like, the animals and stuff as well, so fighting a bear when you have to do headshots to do any kind of damage, and you know you have to do massive amounts of damage, is not the most pleasant of things. However, I really like the idea, the premise of basically changing the major threat in the game from being Horde Night to these massive wandering hordes. And the other thing it did was it made those hordes a lot more frequent. They're like every 6 hours in that mod, which is pretty amazing. Oof. Unfortunately, the goods are going to be, if they're going to be in the southwest corner, they're going to be close to that bear. But anyways, I'm here for clay soil anyways, so we're going to go ahead and do a whole bunch of digging anyway. We're going to try and get all of the snow out the way. Unfortunately, I have, like, no stamina. Did I just say stamina? I think I just said stamina. Stamina! You know what I mean. But yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that kind of gameplay, where the biggest threat isn't the wandering, or isn't the Blood Moon horde? It's like just random wandering hordes that come through all the time. And I know there are settings that you can use to change how the Blood Moon acts. You can change it so that it's not a set day that the Blood Moon arrives, which that's one of my biggest problems with it, is just like you know exactly when it's going to come, so you can absolutely prepare for it, and it's not nearly as big an issue at that point. Whereas with Wandering Hordes, I know they're going to be coming in roughly every 6 hours, but it's just like, man, they could just come whenever they feel like it, and if you're in a bad way at that particular point in time, then you're really going to be in a bad way after that. And I see my lumberjack friend here decided to come over and say hi. Oh boy, he's a little angry. I'm a little out of stamina. Well, now you're on fire, friend. How does that feel? Out of stamina. That's not good. You would think the rain would negate the fire damage to some degree. Or did I just say the raid? I might have just said the raid. The rain? I don't know. Words are difficult for me right now. Leave me alone. I've died already today, and it's not had a good effect on my brain at all. But this is actually kind of how I would normally do a buried supplies quest, right? I would actually dig a whole first layer and let the circle collapse like 2 times, and then I'd have a much better idea of where I actually had to dig deeply. So it'll probably be like right here, most likely. But let's go ahead and grab some clay soil. That's one of the main reasons why I'm out here. Unfortunately, it's going to take a little while with the tools I've got, but it is giving me experience as well. That's another good thing. I was hearing something over in this direction. Of course, I do have to be aware of that bear. The longer I stay in this area, the more likely that bear is just going to wander over here and completely wreck my face. So I probably shouldn't overstay my welcome. But I really need all of this material for Horde Night. Oh god, now there's a wolf? Where am I at for clay? Not nearly as far as I would like to be. He looks pretty sizable too. I would say that's a dire wolf. Now, of course, what I could do, I could just make a big old cobblestone pillar, like I did for the mountain lions, and use that to take care of him. I am tempted. I am very, very tempted. I see that the bear over there found a zombie to use as a chew toy. Good bear. Good bear. Chew on the zombies, not on the fox, please. Ooh, I'm definitely getting a case of nerves right now, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I am nervous as all hell. 300 clay soil. Yeah, that bear is getting a little too close for comfort, so we're just gonna grab the stuff and get the hell out of here. Oh, I got more sham chowder. Yeah, no, we're gonna... Rabbit, you just scared the bejesus out of me. I don't want to see any movement while I'm running through these trees. I do not want to see any movement whatsoever. Is this one of the... Yeah, it's kind of like a crater lake. Interesting. Well, let's go ahead and we'll see exactly how much of that cobblestone has been made up in the workbench over there. Do I have any water on me? I do. Good. No egg for me there. That's okay. I've got plenty of bacon and eggs back home, and I have several eggs to make more. And there's another one. I don't know why. For some reason, eggs have just been really, really common whenever I'm looking through bird nests on this playthrough. I wonder if that has anything to do with the biome at all? I have no idea. No idea. But let's go ahead and turn this into the trader. Although, you know what, hold up. Let's take a look here. I believe to get Daring Adventurer level 2, I get an extra choice for a quest reward. That's not to say that I get one extra thing that I can take, but one extra choice that I can choose from, which helps you get better loot, and more importantly, it also gives you the permanent thing of getting an extra 5% over this level, more money for doing quests. So that's more money, which is going to help me get that pump shoddy a little bit faster.
Well, you did okay. So I suppose you want to be paid.
I do want to be paid. And as a matter of fact... Ooh, exploding arrows and crossbow bolts? I believe these need to be made out of steel, however. I believe. However, that would actually make Horde Night a whole lot easier as well. The pipe bombs will help immediately. These would help long term. Oof. Just because these are a lot easier to use than the pipe bombs are. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to have to go ahead and take that. And then, other than that, you've got... I don't really want to do buried supplies in the city. However, I could do some zombies. Oh, and at a diner. Okay, cool. Yeah. We're not going to go ahead and do that quest right now. But, it is nice to... Oh, wow, all 900 of that actually is done. Very nice. Okay, so how much money? I've got about 2,900 on me. Oh dear lord. Okay. Well,